Hi everybody. I just wanted to make an update here on cryptocurrencies and in particular Bitcoin, because we are at an important cross point here. So let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at the higher time frames. So this here, well, we can actually see it better on the weekly chart. This whole consolidation is one consolidation, right? And it's basically an S2 turtle pattern with the angular test line here, and this is a test bar. It's not very clear, right? So it's not very harmonic. This is why I didn't identify it immediately. Then we have got an S1 pattern. This is this one here, a gecko with the same test bar basically. As well, this one is not very clear, right? So, but what we have is we have an S1 within an overall S2, and we've seen how that developed really nicely. That's basically double pressure. We've got a pattern within an overall pattern. They are less reliable. This is why I was cautious here. I entered at the break of this wick. As I communicated, at just above the big number, psychological number of 10,000. And then what we've seen, well, it really worked nicely, right? We've got a big momentum move higher. It's basically, well, consecutive by momentum. Well, till the high. Well, it actually broke the high slightly, but that's not what I call a break. It actually needs to, yeah, definitely a break. It's just a test. So we've run up to the upper side of the sideways consolidation. So we're still bound within sideways, right? Well, now we're overextended from the moving averages quite a bit. And if we look at the monthly chart, well, the overextension is even more apparent, right? We've a big up run. So this was the Corona scare, and this gave the momentum actually for this up run, right? This is always axio equals a reaxio, big down move or big up move in overall trend direction. So now let's have a look at the lower time frames, because we are now here at this critical level. We are overextended and we are at this very important level. If this gets broken, well, we'll quickly run towards 25,000 quickly, right? Just it's a technical move, it's a stop run move. But are we able to break this resistance, because we are already overextended? So these are two opposing forces, right? So let's have a look at the lower time frames, the 4-hour chart. Well, here's another S1 pattern, right? That's a pretty clear pattern. However, the high of the pattern, like the momentum move high, it only made a slider high beyond the prior high. So that's not a very good sign, because this pattern basically still forms below the last high. So that makes it less reliable. However, if it breaks, well, it will actually make a big run up higher. So we've got an S1 pattern on the 240. So now let's have a look at even lower time frames than that. So this is again, here's the 240 of Bitcoin, and then that's the 1-hour chart, and that's the 15-minute chart. So on the 15-minute chart, well, you see patterns come up in clusters. So we had another S1 pattern here. Yes, that was yesterday, Sunday. We had another pattern. We had a clear test, but we had a rebreak. Well, as we are here, like we haven't made a clear new high. So we are, oh sorry, because on the 4-hour chart we've got this one. The S1 pattern, but it didn't run for the first stop, which is here, right? So it's just below that. So we're basically sideways in the 4-hour chart, and trading a sideways chart on trading a 15-minute pattern within a 4-hour sideways, well, that gives it less reliability. This was an S1. And this morphed into an S2, right? We can see how this basically developed into a turtle, and that's the angular test line. We've got a test bar right now. So now the last dominant high is this one. So this is the entry signal, right, for this 15-minute turtle pattern. If this triggers, then we might actually see follow through on the 4-hour, and then we might actually see a stop run, right? If this happens, like if you break the consolidation high here on the 15-minute, well, then we're basically running for all these stops. So it's a make or break trade, right? If the entry signal triggers, well, we might get easily stopped out because we are in such an overextended situation, and as well here 4 hours in sideways, or we might actually see a huge year-end run into the new year. I'm not necessarily expecting that, because we are way overextended on the monthly, and typically year end, I mean, companies, funds, family offices, hedge funds, pension funds, they're closing their books, right? And they don't like a lot of volatility in that process. So I would rather think that we are seeing that we're seeing a correction. And a correction, it would be a very healthy correction to go towards 14,000, right? Even lower, it could even go down to 10,000, between 10 and 14, 15,000. That's a healthy correction, and I would actually prefer that to happen, because that would give a better yeah a healthier trend going forward. Because if this high breaks, well, I'm going for 100,000, right? That's basically the end target. The target we are looking for is up here actually, and then, well, then this is just the first leg, and there are going to be several legs to come. So we don't want to exhaust ourselves in the very beginning. So the charts will tell. So now my attention is on the 15-minute chart. If you're going to see something, maybe today or tomorrow, and if it's going to be a successful trade, and if it is, well, then this should follow through on the 4-hour chart, the S1, and if this follows through, well, then we should actually break this wick high, which is a huge stop-run level, and this then should give us a push, a pretty good push into the next target, the 25,000 of Bitcoin, which is a 25% increase, right, from current levels. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you.